Hello, everyone. On August 14th, there's going to be a Jupiter Mars conjunction, which is the champion aspect. Let's take a look at why. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, and it enlarges everything it touches. It blows it up, whatever it touches. So now Mars is being blown up. And Mars, of course, is how you exercise the will, but also how you do things out of your own free will, and how you are actually achieving things by exercising the will. So now it is conjunct Jupiter. This happens every 2 years, so it's not a particularly frequent aspect, but not at all rare. And every time I look at the chart, natal chart of a sportsman, then I see that there's a Mars Jupiter conjunction or sextile or trine. I can tell that this person is a true champion. He or she has the potentials to win a race, and any type of race, really. And the same may be true for the square or the opposition, because those people also want to compete and also are able to exert a lot of energy and effort. The problem is with the square, what I saw is that they can win an average, no name practice or something that doesn't have any real importance. But whenever there are big important races or championships, they usually come in second or third. So they are unable to perform when it is really important. But now we have the conjunction, and I'm going to post this video at least 2 days earlier, because actually this has a window of at least 5 days, 4 5 days for sure. So the impact starts on August 11th, 12th, and probably lasts until the 16th. You can utilize it until the 16th for sure. If you believe in wider aspects, you can actually try for a longer period of time. I usually like to work with tight aspects. 1 to 1.5 degrees is the maximum. So here's the Mars Jupiter conjunction, and I gave the title for this video Energy and Expansion. Or I could have said, and this is actually what I said in my Hungarian video, that you could achieve anything. And that's the feeling. That's the feeling. You can achieve anything, you can do it. And in the London chart, as you can see, this is going to be exact on August 14th at 16:21 London time. We have a Sagittarius rising with the moon there, opposite the Mars Jupiter conjunction. So this suggests that the riots will continue, unfortunately. So the mob is opposed to the Mars Jupiter, the people who are enraged. So it's going to be very dark and violent for a couple of days, I think, for London and England in general. And you have the Chiron Aries conjunction still quite tight. They are separating, but very, very, very slowly. They will be there together for at least weeks. So actually, the two main wars that are raging, really the Ukrainian-Russian war in Europe and the Middle East, are still going to burn. Is still going to be fueled by this energy. The sun is coming up to a conjunction with Vesta. There's already a sun-Vesta conjunction, really. You can focus on whatever is important to you, whatever is important in your ego development. Mercury is at 0 degrees Virgo, 1 degree Virgo, retrograding to the position of Regulus, the heart of the celestial lion. We are going to look at it when the sun is going to be there exactly. I'm going to make a video on that. Still a couple of days, 7, 8 days away. Probably around the full moon, but maybe earlier. I'm just guessing this. But the trans-Pluto Mercury conjunction is already separating. Mercury will go back into Leo in a day or two, and it will again be conjunct trans-Pluto in a couple of weeks once it goes into Virgo again. As you can see, Venus has left the triple conjunction of a couple of days earlier when Venus was trining Hygeia, but dark moon Lilith is exactly conjunct Venus, and Venus is coming up to a conjunction to us with Astrea. So this is a triple conjunction. Really, dark moon Lilith is the acceptance of the curse. Venus is love and harmony and well-being and money, and Astrea is the karma breaker. And there's also a triple conjunction between Juno and Black Moon Lilith and the South Node. This is an applying conjunction. The nodal axis moves backward, and the Juno Black Moon Lilith will reach it in a couple of days, couple of weeks actually. Juno is the spouse. The Black Moon Lilith is the third turning point of the Lilith myth, and it denotes the returning goddess who, first of all, is clairvoyant, and second, she knows what to do and she's willing to do it. And the Pallas Athena Lilith asteroid conjunction is still there, and they are moving together. Pallas Athena is the wise girl, the goddess of wisdom, and Lilith is revolt against injustice. And that's in the 12th, close to the 12th house. Lilith actually is on the cusp of the 12th. So there will be a lot of injustices during these riots. And they're talking about double tires or double standards by the police. And it's really sad that the Labour government labels these people right-wing extremists. These are normal people who are just fed up with the situation that is occurring in Great Britain, in England. At the same time, there's no excuse for hurting a policeman or a policewoman. I strongly believe it, because these people only do their jobs. So it should be much better if the riots would stop. I don't think they will, actually. There's a mutable ground cross created by the moon opposite Mars Jupiter. So the moon, which, by the way, is ruled by Jupiter in detriment in Gemini, so it's quite interesting, also highlights that the moon fully illuminates the conjunction. And Saturn, the lord of karma, is opposite Astrea, the karma breaker. And this is a mutable ground cross. So actually, you could actually work with this energy and you could achieve something, but it's quite difficult because of the ground cross energy. On the moon, you have the great attractor, which is a galactic anomaly. It's not a black hole. It's not a supermassive black hole. It's, by the way, the middle of Laniakea, our system, where the Milky Way and the local cluster is. And we don't know what it is exactly. We know that it is sucking in the neighboring galaxies at an enormous speed, but it doesn't have an event horizon, so it's not a black hole. And at the same time, it somehow leaks out something else on the other side, which we don't see. We can't look at it because we don't have the perspective. So we don't know what it is actually. That's why it is called a galactic anomaly. And in karmic astrology, it is linked to the karmic dilemma of fate and free will. What is fated, and where can I exercise my free will? If you have this degree, Gemini, Sagittarius 14 degrees prominent, and you can give it a 2-degree orb, because this is such an enormous thing that you can actually give it a 2-degree orb. So anything between 12 degrees and 16 degrees Sagittarius will have the great attractor. On Mars and Jupiter, we have Phaethon, or Phaethon, I don't know how to pronounce it. He is Helios, his son, and steers the chariot, and of course causes a huge, huge disaster. And this is the Vela cataclysm, when our world fell apart. And our world could fall apart if the idiots who are leading the world don't get their act together. Rigel is Beta Orion. We are going to look at it in detail in a minute. And then on Astrea, you have Paciencia, patience. Yeah, this is what we definitely would need. And 2 centaurs, Orcus and Aphidas. Aphidas is a rapist who gets drunk on a wedding and tries to rape the people there, and then finally falls asleep and they are killing him. And Orcus is the lord of the underworld, one of the lords of the underworld, actually, um, the Etruscan lord of the underworld, and it rules two things. He is the punisher of broken oaths and the protector of hidden treasures. So those are the transcendental celestial objects. And then as you can see, they are color coded. Asteroids, which are the personal karmic level, are magenta. TNOs and centaurs and anything trans-Neptunian is blue. Those are karmic wounds, and what to do about them. They can be two things, actually. They can turn into phobias, or they can turn into special traits and talents, and usually both. You have both. And then the red ones are fixed stars and galactic points, which are never they are not part of the solar system, so they actually they don't describe the everyday human. They describe higher dimensional worlds. I usually say that you can do two things there: either rehabilitate from a very difficult life, so it's like a sanatorium or like a retreat, or you can actually prepare for a difficult life. And as you can see, this is Rigel, the foot of the celestial. Of course, Orion is the hunter, but Rigel is more linked to the pharaoh energies of the pharaoh, who is actually looking after his tribe, his peoples, and teaching them. That's Rigel. To be under the foot of the pharaoh means to be protected and to be educated by the pharaoh. And as you can see, here's Orion, here's the belt stars, and this is Rigel. And it can never be actually conjunct anything. So Mars and Jupiter are exactly conjunct to the not just to the in the longitude, but also in declination. But they can never be actually conjunct in the declination with Rigel. That is why we should use the term aligned that Bernard Brady suggested in 2005. So this is it. Okay, and then we have a fixed fire engine as well. Engines are interesting configurations because they are made up by three very distinct and different aspect families: a square, a trine, and a quincunx. The square is, of course, daily problems and challenges and action. The trine gives you harmony and blessing, and the quincunx gives you a karmic flavor to everything. And this particular engine is a fixed fire engine. So you do have the transformative power of the fire, but at the same time, this fixed square kind of lowers it. So we need transformation for sure. And the participants are the Chiron Aries conjunction, karmic wounds around drastically altered outward circumstances, Vesta Sun, focused on yourself, on your ego development, and Pallas Athena, the wise girl, wisdom. And the problem is, we would love, actually, we would really love to actually understand what's happening, understand how the world is falling apart. But the problem is that at the moment, that the Sun Pallas Athena fixed square doesn't actually allow us to do anything about it. It's a stored energy. We would know what to do, but our leaders are cretins and idiots. And also, I think they are simply dishonest, horribly dishonest people. They don't really care what's happening to Europe. They saw this wonderful meme, I think, on Facebook, and oh, you can actually starve us to death and freeze us as well. Oh, wonderful! And that's what they are doing. Look around. That's what they are doing. They don't really care for the layman, for the everyday person. Don't care. They want this system change. They want the technology change, and they want us to pay for it. So they are pushing this green agenda, which is total craziness, and it's not going to work. And it's even more harmful than anything that we have ever created so far. And they're pushing it, and it's going to fall apart. Believe me, it's going to fall apart. And that is what is shown by the transcendental celestial objects, by Pallas Athena especially. We are going to get at this. On the sun, you have Achilles, yes. we are vulnerable. We should know where and how we are vulnerable. On Vesta, you have Aten, the sun disk, Hungary, of course. We always have, it's interesting how we are constantly being demonized. Our country is the best in Europe. Believe me, this is a very peaceful country. We don't have crime in the streets. We don't have, yeah, we do have how do you call them, homeless. Yeah, we do. Of course, every big city has. But we don't have knife fights and all kinds of other atrocities. Okay, you can be very safe here. We have wonderful people in the country. It's a very peaceful and beautiful place. And what are the mainstream media trying to do? Demonize us constantly, constantly. It's ridiculous. Come and see for yourself what it is. I invite you, look around and you will see that they are totally wrong. And we do have this mission that we should try to set back the normalcy, and that's what we are trying to do, and that is why we are being demonized. Just Hannibal, the general who was able to cross the Alps, so it's a big achievement, and Pramzius, the Lithuanian light god. He's responsible for the light, for the seasons, the changing of seasons. So it's actually a new order after the cataclysm, how we need to understand things, the rhythm of nature. And then you also have Boethius, a philosopher on Pallas Athena, two wise people, finally, and two very distinctly different centaurs, Typhon and Ziavanna. Typhon is, of course, the power of nature, the destructive powers of nature. And Ziavanna is the goddess of the divas. So she is the, uh, the the beautiful side of nature, the elementals, and how nature protects. And actually, we don't need environmental protection. We need creation protection, and that is what Ziavanna stands for. And we have the fixed star Agena or Agena. I don't know how to pronounce it. Forgive me. And this is the beta star of Centaur. You won't be able to see the Centaur because it's a very southern constellation. As you can see, the Southern Cross and the Centaur are kind of linked together. The Southern Cross used to be the foot of the celestial centaur, Chiron. This is a Chiron constellation, and actually Agena is the beta star, and it is the whole constellation is about how to heal from karmic wounds linked to Chiron. So this is a Chiron healing world. So that's the energy pattern of the Mars Jupiter conjunction this year. Use it well, use it wisely, use it for anything that needs energy and effort for you to produce. And it will probably last for a couple of days, probably between the 12th till at least the 16th, and beyond if you learn how to utilize it. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.